talk to y'all about things that make you go, And she's not on camera because she don't want to scare y'all. So
Hello
don't, don't be surprised why you can't see her face, but you can hear her voice. That's all that's important. And let's do it. Let's do it. And what you were saying?
there. Which topic? Because we, like I said, we always discuss different things. But we was talking about like Caucasian friends that we may have or associates that talk like we do, say nigga, and talk pretty much say the same things that we would say to each other. How we would react if they said it, or do you get offended if they talk like we do?
Okay. And this is how I feel about it. I don't mind no race talking the way I talk, as long as you understand that it's a boundary of one word, the N word. You can't say nigga like black people say it. Because I'm not gonna say the C word to offend and disrespect and be racist because I'm not racist. So,
Correct.
but some people, I think that by them being having interracial friends, sometimes they get a little too comfortable in the wrong way, and they allow their friends to say stuff thinking that it's no harm when really it's kind of it's no harm, but it is harm, and this is why I say that. If it was just a reality world where we can go out and just say whatever we want to say when we want to say it, then that's what would go on, right?
Yeah.
But your friend that you allow to say things that nobody else could normally say, they only getting their privilege because you allow them to say it, right?
True, but I mean, I think it depends on the circumstances of the background. Like for instance, I was telling you earlier, I have a friend that pretty much was raised around nothing but black people. So of course she didn't see color. She was just like us. And she grew up speaking like us. She didn't add the GR. She didn't say nigger. It was like nigga, like just like we say it.
Yeah.
Me personally, it didn't offend because I knew her background. But I was at the same time like, chick, you can't go to the club and holler out that word because they're gonna jump your ass. I'm just gonna be
Right.
honest.
Right.
And which would put me in an awkward position because I'm her friend. I'm gonna have your back, but at the same time, I know you
So let me
wrong.
ask you something. So
Okay,
I'm not to cut you off.
okay,
If she went out to the club with you and the song came on, right?
mm-hmm.
And she just forgot where she was at and who she was, and she just said the word, and they just started jumping up. What would you do?
Now see, that's what I was just saying. That will put me
What
in an
would you do?
awkward
Hold on. What
position.
would you do? What would you do?
I'm gonna defend her because that's my girl. I
You
mean,
gonna
I'm right or die.
get that whooping with her?
We gonna fight together. We gonna fight our way out that motherfucking club. I'm sorry. Now afterwards, I'm gonna be like, bitch, I just took an ass whooping for you. So now you was dead ass wrong. Cause
Yeah, you real.
but because I'm just that type of friend. If I go with you, we leave together. I'm loyal. I'm a loyal
Right,
friend.
right. Some
But
motherfuckers will take off and leave your motherfucking ass.
or join in and beat your ass with the crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
So what? But what I'm saying is now, like I told her, you gotta respect or you gotta understand that. Like you said, I'll let you do it. I understand your background. I know your background, but they don't. And until you actually break it down to a person and let them know your background, that hey, this is my life story. I've been around my whole life, and even with you saying that, some people still may not accept it because you are white.
Right. And you know why? This is why. Now I got a different outlook for you. Now you might accept it and be cool with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong. When I was in high school, I had a couple of friends, white friends. They was cool as hell. They used to
Mm-hmm.
say it, and I knew that when they said it, they didn't mean no harm.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down, I knew when a few of them when they said it, I knew they didn't mean no harm. But a lot of them that was said when they get mad, they meant harm.
Right.
Now, but this is the catch to it. You can't, as a black person, go around no community of Caucasian and call them The C word, right or wrong.
Mm,
You
right.
you can't
I
go
mean,
around. You
I
can't just
don't
walk
think
up in restaurants and walk up in a club full of white people and start saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up? C? What's up? C?" You can't do that.
true. That's true. That's true.
You can't. So I don't. I can't get in my mind of letting you be cool enough to think you can say it when I can't even attempt to say it.
Well, see, where I'm originally from, we don't use the C word. When we talk about white people, we be like them honkies. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to say it. I don't mean for it to sound racist or whatever, but that's how
Yeah.
we refer to them. We still call them honkies and or rednecks. So yeah, I still agree with you. You can't
And,
just walk in a group of people and say either one of those words.
and I don't. And see, I don't even say that to me. I feel like that's offensive. So I don't even say. I don't say nothing offensive to people because I don't want people to say nothing offensive to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I feel so strongly about you not being able to say that word. We say it because we was really trained to say it on the slick. If you want to get deep,
Mhm.
we got tricked into saying the shit. It went
Mhm.
from us getting called nigga as a slave
Mhm.
to us getting so used to it and going in the neighborhood and fuck it. We took the R off and put the A on. What's up, my
Mhm.
nigga?
Yeah. Yeah.
Niggas forget that.
Yeah.
So, but still, it's just a word at the end of the day. But still, it's just a word now. Fast forward, but a long time ago, it's history behind. But
Right.
go ahead, keep it going. Go ahead.
But like my mom said, with that word, she was like, a nigga can be anybody, black, white, Hispanic, whatever. Because if you look it up in the dictionary, it means a low down, dirty person. So you, I try not to say the word too much anyway because I got grandkids, I got kids, so I try not to say the N word too much anyway because I don't want my grandkids thinking they a low down, dirty person. Point blank.
Right,
But
right.
back to what we was talking about as far as the Caucasian saying it or whatever race saying it. I don't know. I had like I was growing up. I think I was like maybe in the 8th grade, and where I'm from is a majority of white people, and so I had more white friends than I really had black friends. Anyway,
Right.
and I remember going to the skating ring or something with my friend, and her dad literally turning around and asking me, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he was like, "What do y'all like to be called?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Well, over time it went from the N word to colored people to blacks to African Americans. What do y'all like to be called?" And I'm sitting here as a kid like, hell, I don't fucking know.
Right.
Call me by my name because that's what my mama named me.
Right.
So me as an adult thinking back on that, I don't know. I don't know if that was a racist question or I still don't know how to take that question to
So
be
who
honest.
asked you this question?
My friend's dad,
Was he black or white?
he was white.
Yeah, it was probably a racist question.
And it was like I said, he was like, "What do y'all like to be called?"
Yeah, you heard the key words. What do y'all like to be called?
Thank you.
So yeah, it was a slick racist thing.
And
Like
like
one
I
time,
said,
I'll tell you what happened. One time I went to court with one of my partners. Right,
mm-hmm,
I was about 18 and shit. He had got into some trouble and shit, so I went to court with him. And no, I think he went to see his probation officer, something like that. So we was on the way coming back downstairs. And we got on the elevator,
mm-hmm,
and we it was an older Caucasian. He got on there with us, and he looked at me, and he looked me up and down, and he said, "What you on probation for?" I said,
oh,
and I looked at him because he said we in the probation building. I'm with my partner. My partner on probation. I'm not on probation.
right,
So I looked at him and I said, "Oh, you got it all wrong." I said, "I'm not in the system." He,
right,
he looked he looked so crazy. I said, "I'm not in the system, sir. I'm just here."
right.
You know. So sometimes people, we get judged by books and colors, and that's just how shit go. Let me ask you a question. Have you
Uh-huh.
ever slept with one of your friend's exes?
You put me on the spot.
Tell the truth.
Yes,
Don't lie.
I
You
actually
ain't,
have a child by my best friend's husband.
okay. See, that's what I'm talking about, America. It's not wrong. You ain't the worst person in the world because you slept with one of your friends, man.
Now, hold on. There's a backstory behind it. I
What's
was
the
young, dumb, full of cum or whatever. Pretty much on some get back because she had slept with my boyfriend at the time or whatever.
Oh, so
And
y'all was just swapping niggas.
no, it wasn't that situation. It was more or less. I wasn't able to, as a teenager, I wasn't able to get out and go to parties and sleepovers and stuff like that. I had very strict parents, but I had got a wild hair up my ass and started sneaking out. But this particular weekend, I was not able to sneak out. Long story short, she called me the next morning and said, I fucked up and I got drunk and slept with your boyfriend. And I said, what goes around comes around. Well, I meant it, but I didn't mean it per se. And I actually knew it was a mutual friend of ours that was actually sleeping with her boyfriend at the time. And she kept accusing me. Other people kept letting her believe that it was me. Now,
Yeah,
mind you, me and you're supposed to be best friends. So you're supposed to take my word for it when I say, no, it's not me, but it's somebody in the group. I'm
right.
not going to snitch on her, but at the same time, take my word and take heed of what I'm saying. Well, she tried to get fight me over him and everything. And I was like, you know what, bitch, I ain't did it, but I am now. And I got drunk and high one night, smoked me a couple of blunts and had me a couple of drinks. And we was at the hotel and I told the mutual friend, get her ass up out of the room because I was fucking him tonight. And I ended up pregnant.
So you hold on. So you was at the hotel and you told one of your friends to get out the hotel so you can fuck your other friend, man.
Yeah.
You was that you want to pay back that bad.
Yeah, I did. And I meant it's not right. It was not right.
And you look, you was in so much frustration that you was like, and I'm gonna net them nut all in me too.
One
Tell the
first
truth.
first off, I was drunk. So I didn't think about all of that.
You didn't think
I
about
didn't
all
think
that.
about the consequences that came with me sleeping with him, especially unprotected sex. I was not thinking about all of that. I got to be honest. I was not
Do you
thinking about all that.
you
It
see
was
what
like,
not? Do you see what not thinking got you?
yeah.
It got you 18 years of responsibility,
And
all because you was
you
mad
know
at
what?
your friend.
I regret the way that it happened, but I don't regret what came out of it because I got a beautiful child behind it.
Right, right, right,
And to this day, her stepmom is an amazing stepmom. We still communicate off and on. She's still in their life. She moved closer to be with them, and she's got brothers and sisters on her dad's side, and they call me mama too. We
right,
didn't raise our kids that y'all was half brothers and half sisters. It was like, y'all brothers and sisters. There ain't no half. That's your sister. And her kids, still look at me like I'm their mom or they stepmom or whatever the situation is. I can't say that for anybody else's kids or how they, you know, react to that situation or whatever.
right.
But I can tell you now, on some get back is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
something
advise
serious.
it. I don't
Yeah, that
advise
was
it.
a cold. Hey, that was a cold get back right there.
Yeah. And the
Cause
crazy
you,
thing about it was, even after I got pregnant, me and her were pregnant by the same man at the same time.
dang,
Had
hold on,
her.
hold on, hold on, hold on. So when you decided to fuck your friend's man, she was pregnant by him.
Yeah, that was her man. Yeah.
God damn, and then you got pregnant too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, ooh, y'all created a massacre.
Our kids are like maybe 3 or 4 months apart. And for a while, when she still stayed in the same town I was in, we bathed them together. We was like, oh, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be best friends and da 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 da, not knowing they were sisters.
So, this is cold. So when y'all had the babies, y'all didn't even know you didn't even know she didn't even
I
know he
didn't
had put
know.
the baby
I
in
didn't
you.
know. I did not know he was my baby daddy because I
Damn, hold
had
on,
because
hold on, hold on. So you was getting a several multiple dicks then. at the
I
time?
had my main man that I was dealing with, but
Oh,
at the time we was not together. It was more like a hookup or cut a buddy. We that was my main dude.
so you
But
had a hold on, you had a fuck friend, and then you fuck your
yeah,
friend too, man too.
no, I had a fuck friend, and then it was him, the guy that actually became my baby daddy. And I didn't,
But
like I said,
but both of them, okay, well, both of them was fuck friends technically though.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they were best
true fuck
friends,
friends.
and they were best
Damn,
friends.
damn. They hold on, they was best friends.
Yeah,
So the nigga that you, god damn, this is some Jerry Springer shit.
yeah. When we tell people this story, they was like, "Y'all should have been on Jerry Springer."
Damn, so the nigga that you got a baby by was the best friend of the nigga that you was fucking on the side that was your toy boy.
Yeah, yep.
Damn. Ooh
Oh,
wee.
honey, I got a whole story
You
behind
know
it.
what? That only happens in small towns.
Well, this is the thing. The guy that I was sleeping with was married, and his wife was sleeping with one of my homegirls who was gay.
Only happens in small towns. Y'all ain't got
Yeah,
shit to do down there in them country ass towns. But
yeah,
just fucking suck and just do crazy shit. Ain't nothing else to do.
bored. And,
Yeah.
and and again, you got to look at. I was young. I mean, I wasn't even 20 years old yet. I was like 18, 19.
That's why when them country girls come to New Orleans and get on Bourbon Street,
They good buck
look,
wild.
boy, want New Orleans niggas put that New Orleans dangling on them. It's over. They don't even want to go home.
Be like dude in Harlem Lights. I ain't never coming home.
Yeah, if they do go home, they moving back.
hmm
Damn.
I believe it. But yeah, it was crazy. And to be honest with you, it was the gay friend of mine that was like called me one day and was telling me you need to go on Facebook. You and her daughter look just alike. And I'm like, girl, quit. You trying to get some drama started? Okay, I think the screen just froze or something. It's moving slow. But anyway, she was like, you need
You probably got if you ain't moving the phone, you got to keep it still. If it's
okay.
fucking up.
Well, anyway, she was like, you need to go on Facebook and look at her pictures. You and your daughter look just alike. And I'm like, me being nosy and curious, I was like, okay, let me go check this out. And when I seen a picture of her daughter, at that time, both of our kids was like 10 years old.
Damn.
I'm looking and I'm like, oh shit, they look like twins. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I got to do the right thing. She deserves to know who her dad is. So I called the dude that she'd been calling dad for 10 years. And I was like, I got to do a DNA test. And he was like, okay, I don't have a problem with that. Um, the only thing is when the results come back, no matter what, don't tell her. Me and you talk about it first.
Yeah.
So when the results came back and he was not the dad, and they went ahead and tested her actual dad, he was like, don't tell her. Don't tell her. And I was like, no, she has a right to know who her biological father is. Now, mind you, my child is in
Who
her
said don't?
20s,
Who the one that said don't tell her?
the one she had been calling dad.
Oh, that nigga crazy. Nah, nigga, you got to, if you're gonna be stepdaddy, that's cool. But you got to tell the kid the truth. She can't be living a lie.
I mean, not like I said, I understand where he was coming from because that was the only daddy she knew.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm
no,
saying?
no. But what I'm saying is, you don't deny a child the truth.
True. And I
So
agree
you
with
can
you.
still be daddy, nigga, but you want her to know the authentic truth. She cannot live a lie growing up
Right.
not knowing the real.
Right.
Yeah. But
You're
you
correct.
was you was dick whipped at the time. That's why you was like, I
Oh,
understand where
hush.
he's coming from.
I was stigmatized.
Yeah, I understand where he was coming. Hell nah.
But I mean, I still, like I told him, I was like, no, she deserves to know because you just never know. She deserves to know her background. She deserves to know who her biological people is. So, of course, I went, okay, let me think, let me do this, let me do that, whatever. And when they told me he was her dad, I was like, oh fuck. And I'm like, now how we gonna handle this situation? Because mind you, me and his wife, best friends. She never knew that we actually slept together. She thought we did, but she actually never knew that
Okay.
we really did. So
Uh,
now she knows. And she called me. I can't remember if she called me or she wrote me a letter. And it was like, when, where, and how. And I'm like, look, all that's in the past. We just got
how your child is now by him?
my daughter is 26.
26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And she talking about some win the world and wow.
Well,
Baby,
no,
that's
you got to look at
26.
when she found out. But at that time, my dad was only 10.
You know what? 26 years ago, and you talking about when, where, and where, and why.
No, that question came up when the kids were 10, though. So that
So,
was
so, so 10 years into this happening, she found out about it, and that's what she said
right.
when, where, and why.
Yeah. And I was like, you know
Wow.
what? All that's beside the point. We just got to look
Exactly.
at it now. There's another child in your life, and we just need to do what's best for the kids. She's got brothers and sisters she's never met, and a dad that she doesn't know. So let's focus on that. And we pretty much got past that and did.
So, how you heard about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lane?
No, because I don't follow that type of stuff.
Well, let me put you up on. You know who Tory Lane is, though, right?
I think so.
You know who Megan Thee Stallion is, right?
Definitely.
Okay. You know her. She got y'all shaking our ass and shit with the music. Okay.
Whatever.
Now they was in the car together. They actually was in the car together. Her and another lady, three of them, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
happened like probably a couple years ago. And an altercation happened where they said he allegedly shot her in the toe, right?
I remember that. Okay.
Okay, now it's come back to your memory, okay?
Uh-huh.
Boom. He went to court for the shit. They just sentenced the man to 10 years, right?
Okay.
Okay. Do you think he did it?
I don't know. I don't know because I've heard so many different stories and versions. And didn't it
I'm
come
saying
out?
I'm saying based off of you knowing those two rappers, do you think he's just, shot her in the toe?
Honestly, I can't see nobody shoot nobody in the toe. If you're gonna shoot somebody, you're gonna shoot them. I mean, that's just my point of view. So no, I don't think he did it. I think
Okay.
she was pissed off about something, and yeah.
Now she was pissed off or something. What happened was he was they had been having threesomes. Something happened where they got mad about something, was having words in the car. I don't know if he was fucking one of them better than the other one. You know how this shit be sometimes when threesomes go bad.
Oh yes, I do. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you do? You
yeah,
know about threesomes going bad? That gonna be the next
I've had a
topic.
few.
The threesomes going. What kind of threesomes that you? I'm gonna get back on this, but what kind of threesomes that you
I've
had
had
that went bad?
oh my God, you are putting me on the spot.
Yeah, free
I've
yourself and be
had
yourself.
threesomes with all women. I've
Oh,
had threesomes with a man and two women, and I've actually had a threesome with me and two guys.
well, the two niggas, that's the only one you might have to be careful with. Them niggas probably was a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that whole
But
situation
go
alone.
ahead. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one,
we're
that
gonna
one.
leave that whole situation alone.
But which ones went bad?
Both of them, to be honest, because okay, me, I'm a female. That I like men and women. I'm just be honest. And I do not have a label. First off, I don't look at myself as a STEM or a film, and I don't even
What
look
is
at
a
myself.
hold on? What is a stem or a fan? What's that?
Okay,
Educate me. I don't know nothing about their lifestyle.
okay.
People
A,
watching might not know. What is a
a
stem or a
stud,
fan?
a stud is pretty much a female that dresses and lives her life pretty much like a man. A STEM is pretty much she can diverse. One day she might dress like a dude, and the next day she might have on the wig and the makeup and the heels. A film is a girly girl. She's gonna constantly do her hair and nails and makeup and wear the heels and stuff like that.
So a stem is a woman that's capable of robbing the bank because she can make you think that she's feminine, and next thing you know, she look like a gangster.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what is a film?
A film girly girl, pretty much a girly girl.
Just okay. She all the way feminine.
Yes.
Okay. Now what happened and went bad with the with?
With the all girl one, um, at the time it was me and my girl who was a stud. And I'm thinking in my head, you're supposed to be the aggressor. Now we was messing with a female that was a film. So I'm thinking you're supposed to be the aggressor. We talked about this, we talked about bringing this girl in the bedroom. We done both flirted with her and this, and the other. And it literally took me to initiate everything. And then it was like my girl was kind of like dumbfounded, like, I don't know where to get in and fit in. And I'm like, man, if you don't put that strap on it and pound that ass and do this and do that, and she's looking at me like, babe, where the hell is this coming from? Because it's like, you're scaring me. It's like you turn into a stud in that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, my thing is, don't talk about it, be about it. If we're gonna do this, do it.
So
And
she was initiating, telling you, look, let's have a threesome, let's do it. And then when y'all actually got ready to do it, she was the one sitting back, scared, and you was enthusiastic, like, what you waiting on?
man, yes.
So you know what? That surprised her.
It, it,
You know
it,
why?
it surprised her and scared the hell out of her, is what she said.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm telling you, see, I'm good at reading through shit. I got vision. Now, see, this is why it scared her. She thought that by her being the stud in the relationship, she thought that by telling you and presenting that to you, that she would be in control and you would be timid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the reverse. You was
Mm-hmm.
you was you was with your chest out like shit. You thought I ain't want to do this?
Right.
Shit, let's do it. And that fucked her up. That's why she was sitting there like, damn.
Right.
Yeah, and then she probably got jealous and seen, you was probably finna get into it with the girl, and she like, oh no,
Well,
this shit
it
ain't
had got to
happening.
the point where we had actually moved this girl in, and she was pretty much like my human sex doll. And
Oh,
it was
just finna
like,
say you was fucking the shit out of her.
yeah, because it was something new to me, and I was loving it. And my girl was sitting there. Sometimes, some days she would sit back and watch, and this, that, and other. The only agreement that we had
Hey,
was that we really didn't do it without the other.
yeah,
And I ain't gonna lie, I got a little greedy, and I was
you
like, you
start
know
fucking.
what?
You start hitting it without her.
I did it one time. I did it one time without her. And she actually came home from work and was like, what you been in there doing? And I was like, nothing, finna take a shower. And she's like, oh hell no, come here. And kind of like filled me up. And she was like, oh no, you too wet. You been in there fucking. And I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yeah, I did. And she was like,
Damn.
you said we
So
wasn't
hold
gonna do.
on. So when y'all with a woman smell y'all like how I didn't hear some niggas say that sometime when they done cheated that they woman then came and said, hey, let me smell your balls, nigga.
Yeah, you can smell another woman on them. Yeah.
So women do that to women too?
Yeah. It just depends on
Let me
what
smell.
woman you're with.
So what she said? Let me smell your tuna fish. Let me smell if it's fishy.
Smell my tuna fish. Hold on, my shit ain't never smell like tuna. No, cause one, oh my God, you are bringing. Okay,
They can't see
one
your face.
when
You look, you undercover right now. Don't
no,
worry
I
about
don't
it.
feel like I am. I feel like somebody gonna know who I am. But
They
anyway,
not gonna know. They can't see you. All they can see is me. I'm the representative. You
okay,
undercover.
okay,
Yeah,
but
you ain't got.
I'm uncovered.
Tell the truth.
Okay, gave me sound like R. Kelly. I'm trapped in the closet. But anyway, it was more or less like when I'm with another woman and I go down on her. I get wet. I can have an orgasm by the way she reacts to the way I'm doing her. And she was
Listen,
like, "Come here." And one, it was like you can smell another female on your face for one.
Yeah, yeah.
And if she like she touched between my legs and she was like, "No, you too fucking wet. You're getting in the shower because you done busted a nut, pretty much. So yeah, you been fucking." And I was like, you know what? I can't even lie. Yeah, I did it. I'm like R. Kelly's new song. I admit it. I did it.
That's why I bet after this she was mad. She started watching y'all then.
Yeah and no, because it was more or less, it was like she was more or less scared. Like, okay, are you gonna leave me for her? And I
She
had
now,
to.
after she found out that you had did it without her, she was turned on. She was turned off about doing it with y'all after that one.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. She
And you
couldn't
could
even get
tell
into
because it went back to, I don't want her in the room tonight. I just want it to be me and you. And it was like now I got to show you that that ain't what you want. It's right here. We only did this to and bring our relationship to a new height.
it. Yeah.
So it was like more or less now she's trying to prove a point that I'm the man or whatever.
Understand is see. Yeah, but this what she didn't understand. This is the thing about sex, right? When you have sexual chemistry with certain people, that's explosive and passionate. It's just a certain feel and thrill that you and that person experience that ain't the same with everybody else.
True.
So sometimes that's what end up happening. Even though y'all might was together, the combination of you and that other girl combining and the electricity that y'all ignited together, it was powerful than what y'all had.
It was. Now I can't lie. After we finally decided that we was not gonna include her anymore, when we went back to our normal sex life or however you want to say it, it was back to like we first got together. It was explosive for us. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, wow, we're back to like the first time we had sex. Your screen has completely froze. I can't hear or see you.